I purchased all of these tools off TEMU for less than the price of a snap-on stubby ratchet, and in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly what I got and how much it cost me. So this is a view of all the purchases that were bought from TEMU. There's 9 different pieces in total, and the total cost to me was $218, and that's delivered to my residence. Value for money wise, time will tell, but it sounds extremely cheap when you look at it like this in comparison to a tool from Snap-on. This Ratchet currently sells for about $270. So when you look at in comparison to what you get in a bulk, it looks greatly different, but one is a very, very high quality tool, while this is yet to be determined. So before I jump into breaking down all of the different items in this, I want to highlight that I purchased all these items myself. This is very much just a test. I've never bought off TEMU before. I want to see what type of quality I get, what experience, whether the tools would show up, and in one case, what you can expect as well to get, which kind of sums up when you're buying from websites like this, you mightn't actually get what you order. This is kind of set out for a DIY or a home setup, and that's pretty much why I purchased this. This isn't tools that I was expecting to use every day in the workshop. I kind of have some of these as a backup at home as well, but all in all, a very decent amount of equipment that comes out with it. So let's jump right into the tooling and go one by one. I'm going to start out off with the most expensive one that was meant to come first of all. So this was meant to be a 21 piece ball joint press kit. Reason I kind of purchased so many items on one kind of go was the fact that they were offering heavy discounts on a few different items, and then you have to purchase a few more on top to actually activate those. But that's one of the issues I can show straight away. So this was meant to be a 21 piece heavy duty ball joint press kit, and what I got is a heavy duty ball joint press kit, but in a much less expensive one. So this is a 9 piece one, where the other one is a 21 piece, which you can tell the kit should probably be twice the size overall. And I'll throw up some examples on the screen if it was a 21 piece, what you would expect price wise to be. But this one was 1 cent. So this actually worked out to 1 cent with the discounts versus what it should be, which is well over $100. And that's what I want to highlight first of all. If I was to try and get the correct one for this, I'm not going to be able, essentially, because the price is so low, because it's been a discounted one, that I can't just pick another one of the items and go, I want to return that. This one I'll either get 1 cent back for, or I just have to accept what it is. I'm not going to get the 21 piece kit now. But all in all, I've used this once so far, and it seems of decent quality. The thickness of these is reasonable. It's obviously not going to be as high quality as some of the professional kits that you're going to get, but there's a bit of weight to it. This is of a decent thickness, of a decent material, and it will serve a good purpose. It will be able to do some jobs that I need. Ultimately, it would be a lot better if I got the correct one, because that would do a lot more, but I'm happy enough with it. Next piece is the tap and die, straightforward 40 piece tap and die kit. Again, it's a backup piece. I have used a master kit in the workshop for many, many years, which is way bigger than this, but this is a nice home setup and will be useful, hopefully, sometimes that's needed. It's not something you'd use every day, and I didn't have one of these sets to hand, so I thought that would be of benefit. The price on that one was $27.56, and that's delivered. This is one of my favorite pieces that came. This is the oil filter cap set, so your oil filter wrench kit set, and this is a comprehensive one. So I have purchased in the past the equivalent, which I'll throw up on the screen, and even now currently they're over $170 on clearance in a local tool store. This piece here was, let me see what the total was on it, $39.90 total. It was $36.91 plus $2.99 shipping, and it is a decent kit. I've come across a few engines in the past where I actually haven't had the cap, and it has been a real pain to try and get them off safely without using the correct tooling. I wrap around a drive belt on the outside of them and then a claw, and then gently try and rock it so you don't do any damage to that plastic housing. Here is one of the professional ones I bought in the past. This is for a Toyota. It's got the cutouts. That was $50 or $60 from memory. And it's kind of, you can see it's a thicker and it's going to be a higher quality. But ultimately, if this can get me out of a few situations where they fit right, it will do. And in comparison to the other one that I purchased in the past, I think it's going to be better. That other one, the actual drive part there, the 1/2-inch drive, used to wear out quite easily in them, or the 3/8, and you would end up, a couple of the caps would be useless after. So this could be a very good purchase, and I'm happy with that, especially at the low cost it was delivered. Those two pieces here, Ratchet, it's going to be no use to me, and this is another one which maybe you can kind of slot it down on that, and then that bit of paper shows all of the ones that it's suitable for. So on to the next one, the endoscope / borescope. This was one I was pretty excited about. I have a borescope myself, and it wasn't really working too well, and this I've tried out so far, and it is actually working decent. So it's pretty good detail, and the main thing I use this for is looking inside of cylinders. So I want to be able to see inside of the cylinder and check to see if there's any damage, any issues, whether there's coolant present in there, whether there's scoring on the cylinder walls, whether there's piston damage or valves have hit. That's what I majority use a borescope for. I want to compare it to one I had purchased previously. So this was an Amazon purchase that I did back in 2021, I believe. This is by OiWack. It was one that I was recommended from another mechanic to buy. Case I really like, and this overall length and layout of it is very nice. But I treat my tools very well, and it hasn't held up. Now, whether it is just this part and I could replace that is a possibility, because that disconnects, but the actual clarity is dead on this for over a year. The last time I went to scope inside an engine, you can just see how grainy that is in comparison, and you just can't get a good enough picture. And while the overall tool itself is still working, if the image is dead, then it's going to be no good. I may look into getting that and seeing if that works out, but it's now no good of a purchase. It was $106. In comparison, that one was $47. So if you're looking to purchase one over the other, you have an idea, just based on the picture I showed there, what might be better value for you. These can be purchased way more expensive, but I can't really justify it for myself when I can get one, even if it does only last a few years like that. If it lasts a while, maybe it does become a throwaway item. That doesn't disconnect where the other one does, and I'm hoping this will serve me a decent amount of time. So again, content with that one. Pretty good purchase. Next up here, we have the small little puller. This is a, how many piece? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 piece. 9-piece puller. And I think that this one was also a 1-cent item. I can't remember fully. I will throw up all of the screenshots as I go. But this could be useful, whether it's possibly a pilot bearing remover or small bearing remover. This could come in handy, and is an addition to my kit that I didn't have, so I'm happy enough with that. Quality wise, they all look pretty similar. I don't know how good it would be under severe pressure, but it may do a job for me in the future, and it may save some issues having to take it out a different way. This is one I'm pretty happy about. It is the Air Hammer Punch kit. So it's a 5-piece kit, but ultimately it's a 4-piece kit because that's just a spring that sits in the old style. I have this style air hammer with the quick coupler, and it just sits into that, and it's got different lengths on it, and it looks and feels size wise comparable to any that I've bought in the past. So I'm more than happy with that one so far. When I start to impact heavily and use it over and over, you'll see how much they mushroom, how much they swell, or how much damage is on them. That was $31.77 for that kit delivered, and it is something that I wanted to have in my kit, which I didn't. I have some punches, but I wanted to have more different size ones, different size heads. So you can see with bigger bolts, the closer I go, the more impact. And yeah, just a nice kit that I will definitely use in the future. Now, pilot bearing puller is the next one up. This one will be useful for me. It feels exactly like a kit I looked at previously, and if it sits in like you want, and it should be very successful in doing that job. Price on this one, let's have a look and see. This was also a 1-cent item, so this was a discounted item heavily, and it actually came, and it was the one I ordered, which is key. We didn't get a cheaper version like in the other tool. Now on to a couple of electrical items that I wanted to purchase and try out. These are different kits. So we've got crimping pliers, we got some heat shrink, and you can see the head there, and 2000 terminal assortment kit. Probably of quite a cheap quality, I would imagine. Definitely if you were buying some of the ones locally in store, you're going to have a better quality terminal assortment. Crimping tool feels okay. I haven't used it yet, and seems like it's adjustable there by that screw as well. And this one is the auto crimper, and it's got the different head adapters for it too. And we have some of the different pieces in there. So pretty comprehensive kit for what you get. So maybe a very useful tool to have, and I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. That one was $29.90, and this one was $41.42. So whether it works out or not, you crimp it in like that and then ratchet back. Time will tell. So there you have it. There is a layout of all of the items that I purchased on Temu in this tool haul for $218. And again, in comparison, $270 for this tool here, or one of my favorite tools. I actually love this ratchet as well. One of my favorite tools, always one at the top of my list, is an SP Tools 3/8 impact driver, which is just under $300 to purchase. So you kind of get an idea on price comparison versus a very good quality tool and brand like SP Tools, and then Snap-on, which is designed and manufactured for a professional environment. versus what I class as DIY enthusiast tools. If you're using these day in, day out in a workshop, do I think they're going to hold up like those other tools? Absolutely not. I think you're going to have issues with the quality of it, whether it's damaging or cracking the heads of these, whether it's these bending with too much pressure when you're trying to press out a ball joint, or maybe not enough pieces in it to do the job you want. I probably see these ratchets maybe having ratchet mechanism being an issue, or these failing as well under duress. It's hard to tell, but I think there's really good value in the items. The borescope, for example, compared to one that's double the price on Amazon, I think could give me a lot of value. I'm happy with the purchase. I think it's very good option for people, and if you are looking to purchase some tools to bulk out your home or DIY set, or maybe a job that you don't do very often and you think I'll get that specialist type tool for it, this could be of benefit to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful and informative. If you did, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.